Okay, thank you for joining me again. I know this is a lot of videos, and I've been doing this for almost an hour, but it means a lot that you're watching me, okay? It really means a lot that you're listening. So, as what I was talking about in the last video, what I want to do isn't always what I am ready to do, if that makes sense. Like, I want to go see my niece a lot. I want to go to the mall a lot. I want to go see movies, like, all the time. But there are a lot of times where I physically cannot go, and where I'm physically too drained to do anything. And a perfect example of somebody who does not get it is my stepdad. Okay? Perfect example of someone who does not get it, because I'm looked at like I don't do that much. Okay? And I guess in the eyes of people like him, I don't do that much. I have a part-time job, and I come home and I'm exhausted. Okay? I'm exhausted. Not because I only work 6-7 hours and I'm just exhausted for no reason. It's because I have to deal with people all day, and I never thought that talking to people through like a bulletproof glass window would be draining, but it is. So he's a perfect example of someone who does not get it. There was this boy who was on Psychic Children, and I made my mom watch it because he was an empath. Normally there are forms of psychics on that show, but he was an empath, and empathy is known as a form of being psychic, or because they're clairsentient and there's clairvoyant and clair whatever else. And I wanted my mom to watch it because I wanted her to understand this boy had the exact same things wrong with him that I did in high school. Okay? He never went to school because he was too ill to go to school. He could not be there. It was horrible for him to be there. And that was the problem that I had, and partly why I did homeschooling. Because it was horrible. It was icky a lot. Like, it felt icky and exhausting to go to school. Like, not because, oh, it's such a long day, I don't want to learn. I was kind of nerdy in high school. I liked to learn. I got a lot of good grades when I went, but there were just so many times where I was just like, I couldn't move, and I was in pain a lot. And that was a lot of his symptoms. He knows that he's an empath before I did. I didn't know I was an empath when I was in high school. I didn't know that. But he knows now. So he's going to have more of an opportunity to handle it, more than I ever did. And people don't understand how draining that is. You really don't understand. It's like, okay, last night was a rough night, right? Times that maybe by 3, okay? And I feel like that almost every single day. I have some good days, right, where I'm good at blocking and shielding people, and I'm good having a whatever attitude. But times the intensity of what you felt last night, times it by 3, okay? Not because, oh, that's how down, upset you are. More like, after feeling all of that, how you feel afterwards. Okay? Like a 36-hour road trip. Okay? That's how I feel a lot of the times. And I know that that's difficult for you to understand because you may not have felt that way before. But that's how it feels for me a lot of times. And as much as I am really embarrassed to say this, but there are a lot of times where I need weeks of preparation before I can do anything. If there's a short notice on something where, oh, hey, do you want to go do this? Like, for example, with your sister, and I go, where? And they say, oh, it's an hour and a half, 2 hours away. I can't go because I need weeks of preparation to go. I need to build up my nerve to get into a car and go. Like, that's how bad it is, okay? But moving on, we're talking about isolation, and I said I was pretty isolated. Major mood swings. The thoughts of others can overamp a person, so we can, what is that word? Vacillate. vacillate, I don't know, back and forth in a near manic depressive manner without actually being bipolar. Okay? Empaths are emotionally sensitive to violence and chaos. Therefore, I don't watch the news. I can't watch anything scary. Okay? I can't be watching Saw where, like, I have watched Saw before and I watched it on Sci-Fi, so everything was like pretty much bleeped out of it. People having to cut open their eye to get some key to unlock their head, or they're gonna get their head blown off or something. I don't even remember. Cutting their foot off, whatever. Just say I can't watch that. Okay, I am not fond of sudden or loud noises. I've never liked that. You try to take me to a movie, okay? Turn up some loud noises when I was younger, and I was scared and I would cry. I don't like thunderstorms. I don't like it. I don't like loud thunder. Terrifies me. Absolutely terrifies me. Which is probably why I don't really like to go see movies that much. The last movie I went to go see was with my sister, and that was Thanksgiving. And probably the next movie I'll go see is with my sister. We like to watch Twilight with each other. Is a liable cause to one of two. Okay, wait. It says loud or sudden noises, suddenly blasting the TV or yelling around an empath or loud music will often bring nasty and unexpected results. Hence, when I'm around people who I feel like are ignoring me and who are listening to incredibly loud music, it puts me in a bad mood. Just saying. Not trying to say you're a bad person or you have these bad faults, but that's how it is. I'm sensitive, honey, okay? And I'm only trying to tell you how it is for a person like me, okay? And I want you to understand that. I'm not trying to put, you're wrong, look at all this stuff you're doing wrong. I'm not trying to do that, so please don't take it as this is what I'm doing, okay? To come into a space, yelling and screaming is liable to cause one of two reactions. You will either get your own rage thrown back at you with interest, or your mate might react in fear to your anger. Neither of these reactions is conducive to a healthy relationship. The bulk of current day television just tends to annoy most of us. Which is why I watch a lot of old TV shows. Which is why I watch shows like SpongeBob. Which is why I watch shows like Golden Girls. Which is why I watch The Cosby Show. Pretty much anything on Nick at Night. Okay? Your favorite real life cop show, for example, since it's happening to real people, is a horror flick to an empath. Oddly enough, we might like horror shows, but for us, the more unreal the plot, the better, the closer it comes to any possible reality, i.e., it could really happen to real people, i.e., the more distressed we are likely to become, which is why I don't like Saw. Okay? I can watch some things about some ghosts, right, like The Haunting, and, hey, I love you! Acts of cruelty and violent crime are incomprehensible to us. To people, or to animals, or to any living creature. It's actually, it could make me cry just thinking about it. Showing things that depict violence done to real people to an empath, for example, could be setting them up for an emotional tailspin that might take weeks to get over. So talking about doing something to an animal that might be funny to other people, would be really unsettling to people like me. Yeah. So I hope you understand that point and why I feel the way that I feel on that point. This is not to say we are or should be unaware of such things, but forcing such violence on an empath unexpectedly is cruel and uncalled for. So don't be at all surprised if we don't want to watch the 9 o'clock news with you, or that we become very distressed if we got an email today that showed us of an horror world in living color out of the clear blue sky. It says she has personally dropped a few friends who send her horror stuff, and I think I've done that maybe once or twice.